Hey everyone, this is Matt. We are taking a look at Need for Speed Most Wanted. I'm here with Phil.
Hello!
We are using the same microphone.
We are using the same microphone, yes.
So yeah, this is the footage we recorded today. You guys will obviously seen this a few days after we've actually been to EA and had the chance to play this. But this is some of my footage, Phil. This is me playing. So
yes, we both got some of Matt's footage and some of my footage jumbled up into here, both multiplayer and a little bit of the single player stuff that we can show.
Yeah.
But we have been pretty much allowed to play most of the game, hands-on and stuff today.
Yeah.
And it's awesome!
It is. It's really, really good. Look at that crash. Wow. The crashes are spectacular. I mean, it's made by the guys who made Burnout, so, you know, there's already a really good pedigree there for racing games, and, you know, they've just finished, well, just 2 years ago they finished Hot Pursuit.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they've learnt a lot, I think, when you play this. It's just such a good game. I mean, visually, gameplay-wise, it feels really, really good.
Yeah. You can definitely tell that they've taken a lot from the Burnout series that they've done, and they're also trying to add to the Need for Speed as well, and just take features that were good in Hot Pursuit that they, I guess, sort of tested the waters with.
The city is another fictional city, a bit like Paradise City. It's called Fairhaven, and what you just saw there, I just run over, was a speed camera. They're all over the city. You can beat your friends, and this is one thing that I guess we should talk about, is that how connected this game is.
Oh yeah, it is amazing. If you guys actually look, we'll probably have some footage of this in a bit, but you can see in the top left there's the Easy Drive little thing there.
Yeah.
That is the most amazing thing I've seen in a game for a while. You pretty much, that's your entire game, like your missions, your multiplayer, everything just easily comes out of this little menu that you just use your D-pad for. And you've just gone sideways into a police car.
I'm going yellow as well. I mean,
you're just changing everything around.
Oh, take him down. Look at that, takedowns like Bennett.
Poor officer, yeah.
Well, you know what? He shouldn't have been on the road.
But as you can see, as you just said, there's the takedowns there, and then obviously the pursuit part.
Yeah.
You know, so I think, you know, Most Wanted was probably, you know, this version of it is the best thing they could have done. It is literally the best parts of games they've worked on.
Yeah. Obviously, we got to play this in EA. We got to go to their offices and play this, and we had a lot of fun. We got to record the game, and we actually got to sit down and talk to some of the developers, and it was really fun to actually just, you know, have the chance to play something in that environment. And I think that a racing game is kind of a good place to start with this kind of, you know, media format, because it's a racing game. We all know how to drive a racing games, I suppose. This is now I say that. Watch the driving here. This is awful driving. I'm like, there we go.
Well, as you can see, there we've obviously got the smash gates and stuff for all the signs and all the billboards and stuff there. But yeah, no, the driving in it just feels so natural.
Event. So you just hold right trigger and left trigger if you're on the Xbox, which is, we were playing with Xbox controllers on
And as you can see, obviously there's the Most Wanted list and everything there and everything, which you can obviously see your friends and stuff on. So there was a picture of me on there.
Look at this Dutch angle. It's just spin angle. Beautiful.
Yeah, this is one of the amazing things of the game. Like, each event has its own
little intro cutscene thing. Yeah.
Now that was one of the mild ones. I can't talk about some of the crazy ones, but let me just say that some of them will just make you feel like you're on acid.
Yeah. I mean, they showed us a lot of stuff, and I mean, we're able to show, I'd say, like 99% of that stuff. There's just a few things we can't show, a few things that we haven't included for purposes of what EA have asked us not to show. So we're going to show you as much of the game as we can over today and tomorrow. This is just going to be single player footage today, and then we'll jump onto the multiplayer tomorrow. We have so much multiplayer footage. It's ridiculous. And look at this. This is crazy. There's just explosions and cars crashing. It is all over the place. Oh, okay.
In fact, actually, one thing I will talk about, one of the cool things that I found is that when you get your car, you start off with your basic car, and that's, you know, you drive that around. But you actually unlock more for your car the more you use it. So you unlock the boost after a while. If you do certain things or events or stunts and stuff, you unlock bits like for bodywork, track tires, off-road tires, and you can just completely customize it to do what you want. And it basically means you can stick with the car you like and just make it better, and there's always new unlocks to get for it.
Yeah.
And you get all of them from the start of the game.
Yeah, and all the cars, everything is there. You can just ride up to it, you know, in the street and get it. It's a really good idea, rather than having, you know, I'm really good at driving. That's amazing. Instead of having like an unlock system, you can just go and find it, which I think is a little bit actually more rewarding rather than an unlock system.
Like, it definitely feels a lot better than the likes of... Well, I mean, I don't want to knock Burnout in a way, but it did feel that, like, you had the, you know, the not-so-good cars to start with, and you had to really just race and grind through them to start that. And I think they recognised that as well, so they pretty much just went, hey, you want to jump into the game, you want to...
I just finished first.
Oh, you just did.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, as I can see, if you saw on there, it actually showed you what you unlocked and
I
stuff.
just
the
took
car.
over you as well.
Well, we both know that I actually finished the day a good 100,000 ahead of you in terms of.
Well,
pointage.
right, for the last 2 hours I was doing other things.
Well, yeah, snooze you lose.
So these are some things that you unlock at the end of
Yeah.
the game, and you can see there you could choose
and you
to
can
equip
you,
them
you
and
can
stuff.
apply them straight away as well.
Yeah,
Even
and-
if you don't choose to.
Here we go. This is
there
easy
you go,
drive.
right there, easy drive. You can just go to customize car on that, and just literally apply it straight away.
Okay, so let's carry on. So the one thing I really like as well is after an event, you go straight back out into the world. You know you're speeding along again, and there's no really break. There's no loading screen. You just have that menu of the leaderboard, and then boom, straight back out. As you can see here, I'm doing a little bit of British driving.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Driving on the correct side of the road. And it's also cool that, like, if you do have, like, you know, the cops on you at any particular point, like during a race, you still have that pursuit on afterwards. So even though the race is finished, you know, the action doesn't stop. You know, it keeps on going.
And I'm just loading the map here to see where I can go. I don't think I show you the entire city, but this thing is pretty big. I'm just kind of trying to find out where I want to go.
I have to honestly admit, I didn't actually look at the map the entire time.
Oh, right, okay.
Literally what I did was I was using the easy drive thing to just go from places to places, and the actual, like, GPS stuff, like the directing, oh my goodness, you've just held up everyone there.
Yep.
It's just so, I just really like it. It tells you exactly where you need to go, and you can, you know, do what you want, basically.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yep, there you go, you've just been picked up again. Oh, these are the
orange. This is the colour I like. Crashing
you
it.
immediately crash with it as well. Yeah, it's pretty cool actually. Those repair stations, you can use them to obviously just repair yourself because you get flat tires or tires burst in this game. But also if you go to like a cooldown level, you lose the cops. You just, you know, kind of reminiscent of old GTA games. I think, you know, you could basically go in, spray paint your car a different color, and oh no, they've lost you.
Yeah.
Which is, you know.
I like hearing the radio chatter, which is in the background of all the game audio is there. And it's like, oh, you know, suspect has changed car, now driving, you know, an orange Lamborghini. I like how they do that, you know, they keep commentating on it. It's like a constant commentary that you're hearing, like, you know, like a tapped in on the radio. I got away from them, there we go, just evaded them.
Just drove away. And you've also got the heat levels in there, if you notice. I got to level like 6 in terms of it.
Yeah.
That is a difficult thing to get. You pretty much can't get away from that once you've started. But yeah,
Top of the speed wall.
there you go, speed wall. Like literally everything you do is just immediately displayed. It's just like, oh yeah, there you go. By the way, if you want to go through there again, apparently failing. But
yeah, I'm really good at driving games. That's clearly why EA invited me here to play this.
But I have to say, I find little to fault this game on in any way. I don't think I honestly have any kind of pet peeve with it or anything that I think they could have done better.
I think there's things out there that people will, you know, they'll have their own gripes with it. Like, you know, maybe people just don't like Need for Speed or they don't like the way, you know, Burnout games are made because it's very much a mash of the two.
Yeah.
But for me, this is kind of like the next generation of a Burnout Paradise game. This is kind of what I wanted in a way from DLC of Burnout Paradise, something like an entirely new city. But this is done so well that I was so like taken off guard by the moment I sat down. It like engrossed me, and it's a game that doesn't have, you know, a story to it. It's not a game that, you know, is a narrative-based thing. It's just you driving. But it was so fun. I mean, we played it for what 5-6 hours non-stop.
Oh yeah, and I literally, by the end of it, I was just like, I'm still not bored with this game. It still has me absolutely hooked. You know, it's absolutely amazing.
And again, it's amazing that we managed to get footage for this. I mean, they let us film all of it and everything.
They're absolutely fantastic. I want to obviously on here say a big thank you again to Dan for inviting us and sorting us out with pretty much everything. Yeah. And also to the devs that took time to us, you know, to Matt and the other guys that came down. Yeah. The executive producer, which you can also see the interview. For. Yep. That went out yesterday, so it's all good. So I guess I'm doing another event here. This is The Fugitive. This is an ambush event, so it's straight in. There we go, straight into the action. Straight into the race, exactly. Like with no changes, and you kind of you are kind of like, oh, what just happened? Yeah. But... and there they go off the cliff. They went off straight off the cliff and taken down. Straight into the. I don't know what else I could have done other than turn the other way. I was trying to go slowly into it on an angle, but they did not get enough heat on me there to catch me, so I've managed to keep going. I will say as well, apparently there have been a lot of people that on some of these crazy cutscenes and intros that we did say make you think you're on drugs, some people were saying, oh no, my screen's broken or something's wrong with the game, it's bugged. Yeah. Chances are it's not, just wait for it, it's just the art style. Some of them use filters, don't they? Some of them have like wacky filters on it. And here we go again, Yeah, those ones are like they're weird to kind of go through. Like sometimes they're
There's a certain
there's like
sweet
a hole
spot if you're going slow enough. Yeah.
Yeah, or they put a barricade. But then there was one, and I thought this was ingenious, but I hated it at the same time. Was that they had a barricade that I could just go through and knock down.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, fantastic! Yeah, I'll go do that. Did that? There was a spike trap on the other
Yeah,
side.
yeah,
and I
that's
popped my
that's
tires.
it.
I was like, you clever. I thought it was amazing. Like it's just like, oh yeah, by the way, sometimes we'll have this, sometimes we won't. We'll mix it up, but. You know, the cops start off fairly easy to get away from. We discover is like kind of early on in the game, and then as you progress along, they get a lot smarter and a lot more tactful and wisen up to you. I guess is the best way.
Here I'm trying to avoid the police by crashing into another car. Clearly, this part I think the graphics look really good in that tunnel. Their underground lighting looks amazing. It's really good.
I will also say one of the coolest things I found about today, kind of coming back towards the billboards. If you smash through a billboard and you get the furthest distance, your face is on that billboard for the first thing.
I think that's I don't know about single player, but I know it's definitely in multiplayer. So we'll see that a lot more in tomorrow's footage. Like we've got footage of my face on a billboard, we've got footage of your face on a billboard. Yes, we'll see that a lot more in multiplayer tomorrow. But that's such a good thing because that actually transfers over to multiplayer as well. So say you got the biggest jump out of all your friends in a single player game you were doing, and you went on a multiplayer game, you're still going to have that. Crash into a bus. It's going to be, that. But I like how quickly you can take away from some of those crashes. I mean, they don't, hinder you too much because I'm already going away and my heat level's increased.
Yeah.
This is,
It's one of those battles where you're just like, oh, you're trying to get away, you're trying to, stop, and then you end up doing something, and it's like, oh, heat level's increased.
See, I got through there pretty easy. I managed to get through them.
Apparently the knack to it is that the more aggressive you are towards the cops, that's the faster your heat goes up.
Right, yeah.
So obviously smashing into them isn't very good. Even though they try and smash into you sometimes, there's nothing you can do. But, it's all...
Ooh. Yeah, that was... I just went straight into the middle of that SUV. There's not a lot else I could do. Okay, so we're moving on to your footage here. This is Phil's footage now. So we are done after that crash with all of my stuff.
Yeah.
So what car is this you've got here?
I think this is a Criteron.
Right, okay.
This is actually one of the cool things. This is another thing of Autolog. It basically Autolog recommends, and it actually sets you some challenges you to actually go and do. So if it says, oh, by the way, your buddy Matt here has set a time of this, and it was faster than your one. Do you want to go back and try and reset that?
So you're going to go try and beat my score here?
Yes. So basically, this is what I was trying to do. I basically looked through some of the things. I was like, oh, really, that's the score? Okay, I'll come back and try and get into that. And obviously that's the aerial out on there. And I think this is one of the coolest things about coming into here is the fact that they are using real-life cars that,
It's Need for Speed, so yeah, they can do that. I mean, there's obviously... Their Burnout games were all fictional cars, so...
Yeah.
So here we go, this is you. You're in the aerial atmosphere, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
So this was actually one of the ones that, as you see, quite a lot of people stuck to. It's probably one of the fastest ones that we found.
Very weak, though.
There is another one that is, I think it's a Koenigsegg, which is faster. But this is one of the ones that we found which was best on acceleration and stuff. But as you said, it's very weak. It takes nothing to kill one of these things.
Yeah.
But yeah,
God, you're tearing up these streets. But again, if you crash into one of those things, you're probably
gonna if I take the slightest knock at all, I'm done.
Yeah.
But I just love going back and doing these races because you can play them time and time again, try and get a better time, and each time you do something something a little bit different.
Yeah.
But I love also the graphics, where the checkpoints and stuff are. You don't have to focus too much on where the minimap is and where you're going. You can actually kind of see, oh, I know this area, the checkpoint's over there, I need to go kind of that way.
Right, so...
And also you can hear the radio chat, which we talked about earlier.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's really, really good.
Although what I found for this one, although you can see the red stripe, that changes colour, but the car still remains black.
Right.
So if you go through and you change colour, and all of a sudden it's green, it's just like, suspect's car color has changed from black to black. And it does that's just a minor thing. It accurately foretells all the other cars and stuff like that.
That's pretty funny, though. I like that. There's a little bit of humour. You just got wrecked there.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Obviously, the longer you turn upside down and
Look at your fin.
Yes, it's actually bent and stuff.
I don't think
that's one of the cooler
right
things. Even though you crash, you don't get your full repair back. Obviously, you get back to a state where you can drive, but...
Right.
And also, we talked about you can blow tires in this game. If you sideswipe someone, you can take out their tires.
Their tires, yeah.
Or even if you just spin on them too long, like when to start a race, you have to burn your tires out.
Or if you're doing donuts, if you do that,
the tires go, and you don't get those back until you get to a repair shop. So sometimes instead of like wrecking people, it's actually better to just pop their tires.
Yeah,
and let
you'll
them
probably
suffer.
see in the multiplayer footage that comes out tomorrow. There's a lot of pop tires about.
Oh yeah,
and stuff like that. So, Phil, what's going on here? You're having a bit of trouble on this.
Yeah.
I think I did this in my Lamborghini, by the way.
I think
which has got very good handling. That's why I like it so much.
I mean, this one I actually could have did. Yeah, that I hated.
Wow.
The cops were just like, and that as well. The cheek of it. It was just like, oh, by the way, you're not. But it was a tap in the face.
Wow. So
yeah, so obviously after a while, I went around. I crashed so many times. I was like, right, I am not getting a decent time back from this. So I pretty much went, okay, I'm gonna leave this event. I'll leave you to have your time.
There we go. I have won.
And then I jumped straight back into this. Apparently, this is a different car from the one we had. So this is obviously a different bit of footage. But
yeah, this is you a little bit later on now. So you're taking on one of the other guys who was there at EA with us, I think here.
Yeah.
So again, I just I put some of your footage in, I put some of my footage in. I thought people would like to see, our different driving styles, which hopefully you guys have. Now, as we're stood here waiting for this to go, and you're playing with a back mono, the BAC.
Yes, this is my other favorite car. This is what I started using more after the Atom. Although I haven't got it in the multiplayer yet. It is basically what you want from kind of like a track day car and stuff. But
cool. So what I really like about this game, and now touching on graphics, which we're kind of leaving to this point, is how good this game looks. I mean, they've done a really superb job. We touched on it earlier. By the way, is this supposed to be Godzilla?
Yeah, I believe it is actually. Yes, I wondered that for the first little bit.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, okay, you got a really good view of the new car there. So there we go. That's a better view. It's a very nice looking car. You've got tall skyscrapers, and they look really good. You've got roads with shine and reflection and shimmer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everything just looks really well done. They've definitely, stepped it up a notch. This is using the same engine as Hot Pursuit, but even from that looks so much better.
Oh yeah.
Like, I love all the little things that pop off the back of the car to tell you what position it is, So then, if you're not looking at the rest of the hood, you're at least looking at your car, so then you know. They're like indicators.
Yeah, you don't have to look too far away to
and
actually see
those
the important
checkpoints there, those checkpoints in the middle of the map, they're really useful.
Yeah.
And you don't have to look at all the hood around the screen. I would kind of like. I was searching the options for people, looking about the PC port. There's actually a good chunk of stuff within the graphics options. There isn't like a huge amount, but there's stuff like detail of things and stuff like that. So it's not like a full-on console port kind of thing. There is a lot of other stuff in there, and you can put the fidelity up quite high. But
yeah, I mean, we were actually talking to one of the devs, and one of the things he was saying was that whilst they were building it, they obviously started playtesting it from a state where the world was just white boxes.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's fun. They were actually playing on the gameplay from that early on. But
yeah. And I think a lot of those little, bugs are things that we live with. I mean, there's games like Red Dead Redemption and, GTA and Fallout. You fall through the world, you glitch through rocks and stuff. And, I think
in games like this, it can actually be a lot of fun. I mean, as I said, there are some of the weird intros, like, the cars flying up there. Some of that stuff in a game like this can get away with because it's wacky. And, we already said I can't find any flaws with it, apart from tiny little bugs like that. So really, I can't say that there's anything wrong with this game.
No, yeah, it's great. I'm really enjoying playing this game. Well, we're done playing it, but we're now watching it again.
And I'm eagerly awaiting Gabe. But I think also it might be worth talking about the Vita.
Well, yeah, it's coming out on PlayStation Vita. Hopefully, maybe some of you guys out there have got a Vita and you can actually play.
Yeah, I didn't beat his time, obviously.
And the Vita version is just like a copy of the PS3 version, which is amazing. Yeah. Just a few things tweaked around, which is great.
Obviously, a few limitations in terms of obviously some network stuff and everything like that. But for the most part, it's hoping to be the same way, which excites me because, quite frankly, I haven't been pleased by a racing game thus far.
Well, I think the footage is coming to an end. I think you're about to end it off here. You're driving your green back mono around here.
Yeah, I know. I obviously touched on this earlier that this is what happens when you finish a race. You keep
going.
You keep going on afterwards. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I've had an absolutely fantastic day. We've got lovely footage and everything like that for this. I'm very excited, and I highly recommend this game for when it comes out.
We'll be back with multiplayer footage tomorrow, and keep checking the channel all week for more sci-fi content. As you've been seeing, this is Sci-Fi Week. And on Friday we are releasing a brand new Minecraft time-lapse. So, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye! Look at me like a boss.
driving around.